Attention, Sam. Sport is the media company of this night. Cease immediately before I do a copyright claim.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and say this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down.
Hey, Professor, not yet. That's an odd name.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down.
Hey, Game of Fools!
Clear sky.
Wow, even more names!
How do you have two different ratings on that?
Old Desert Rat. What happened to Young Desert Rat?
We're back!
We're back. Joyously raucous crowds of silhouettes. Weird.
Alrighty, well, howdy everybody, and welcome back to yet another movie night. It is that time of the week again, and
Yeah.
we're here and we're live, and well, I mean, at least I hope we are. Some of us are.
Some of us may
Alive.
be merely simulations.
That's true.
I'm detecting a pulse.
I can at least attest to the fact that my chitin is warm and hence, therefore, I am alive.
Drink.
Well,
Oh,
now,
You can't-
tornado, that's not a valid way to do it, because if you were being cooked, you would be warm.
Yeah.
Hey, Jess, you got to raise the drink thing. It's being blocked. We can't see
Or
it.
at least
in
fricassee.
here.
I can see it. But then
Can-
again, that's because I have her pinned.
Yeah,
Oh, does that make a difference?
I think so.
Well, now that you put it like that, it does.
So what kind of
Oh, yeah.
stupid do we have in store today?
All right. Well, never mind then.
We have the stupid kind of stupid.
Oh, no.
Creme de la creme stupid.
Yeah.
The supreme, perfectly tuned, aged stupid of like the typical YouTube, which is like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the stupid that calls other people stupid, you know, so then it must
Yeah.
be really stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say fuck Whitward here, and I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm
Well,
jealous.
let's-
The Shills had a really great stupid piece on earlier
Oh, yeah.
about some guy who explored the Mandela effect and how South America used to be right below the North America, but now it's moved to the east.
What?
Yeah, he's basically claiming that South America's been moved 2 time zones to the east.
Oh, my goodness.
Because fuck
Okay.
plate tectonics.
Yeah.
Wow. Don't let him do your navigation.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't let him do my hair.
What? Who thought to pick on poor South America?
All right, well, let's
Doesn't
go around
it
the
have
room
enough
and do our
troubles without that?
introductions. Let's start by introducing Jenny Morgan. Hello, Jenny Morgan.
Hi, kids. How's everyone tonight?
Doing all
Nado's
right,
not
thank
here
you.
right now because she has a headache and she's watching movies.
Well, that's okay, but I got the floor. It's my joke. It's my joke time, not hers.
That's true.
So, is anybody out in the chat hoping to have any particular type of stupid?
Ooh, going for that
Probably
Vox
not.
Populi, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Vox
I-
Populi, Vox Dei.
I went after a couple flurfers in the comments section on Professor Dave's latest video. And did you know that Professor Dave is actually leaving Flat Earthers alone now because there's as he put it, there's literally nothing more that can be said about them.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah,
personally-
he's been saying that for the last couple of years.
Well, personally, I hope it's a topic for which RJ has some proficiency, so I don't need to say quite so much.
And maybe something about magnetism.
Yeah, so you can do the whoops, whoop, 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 whoop.
I am
my
still
goodness.
waiting for the taco-shaped Earth. I am really digging in my heels on that.
Well, we're super excited to have you with us, Jenny Morgan. Thanks for coming back.
Well, I was wondering though, if we did have a taco-shaped Earth, which is entirely possible,
It is, yeah.
what would we
Well,
have?
Would that
What
make
would
it
we
come-
have for filling?
It's not gravitationally. It's not very gravitationally stable.
Would that make it
Well,
concave and
remember the
convex?
viscosity of
my
the
God.
taco sauce crawls up the side, and then the lettuce, which floats around in large sections along with the onions and the guacamole.
I'm sorry,
those
RJ?
things then.
That's pronounced lettuce.
Which is how we know, my liege, the Earth to be banana-shaped.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
See,
Anyway.
we're talking proper science here now.
Let's move on to our next introduction. We also have with us tonight Purple Rhymes with Orange. Hello, Purple.
Hello.
How are you doing this fine evening?
Doing pretty good here.
Well, that's good
I
to
probably
hear.
should have eaten something before I started drinking, but it'll just make it kick
Probably.
in faster.
Well, we're glad to have you with us for yet another week of Stupid. And we also have with us tonight RJ. Hello, RJ.
Yeah, I'll briefly start my little camera here to show that I'm
Oh,
still
there
an
you
actual
are.
organism. There it is. Isn't that hideous? There we go.
I'm still not
And not only
convinced.
do I have the floor, Jenny, I go one step further. I go for the walls and the ceiling and the door sills.
Oh my goodness.
But
Overachiever.
you
Overkill
missed
here.
showing the bookcase. You've got to show your stuff.
I
Actually,
have
the bookcase is right over my shoulder there. Bing, 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 bing. Books. Rocks
I
were
had
there.
noticed-
Evolution Slam Dunk. They make just swell Christmas presents, holiday stocking stuffers. Although you have to have a pretty damn big stocking to stuff. Rocks were there because it's bloody thick. And then
RJ,
higher up out of view is the Paralogs of Phileas Fogg, a science fiction mystery novel, which is wonderful entertainment if you've been finding 2020 completely crap and want to go to someplace wonderful and splendid. Jules
Jeez.
Verne's 1872.
RJ, did somebody put 50 cents in your 25-cent slot?
Yeah, I did. I always do that. You think I'm going to skip this plug?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, thank you for coming back with us, RJ.
Okay. Yeah,
we also
I
have-
was missing out on the end of a Standing for Truth debate on Neanderthals, so I had a great incentive to leave. And come
There
here.
you go. Well, we also have Tornado with us this evening. Hello, Tornado.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tornado Pelt, also known as Tornado in a Junkyard. And unfortunately, I am not being a tornado in a junkyard today. Instead, I am being a, how we say, critter in a universe called Spore, which is the game I'm playing tonight because, well, it's fun.
It is fun. I've played that game quite a few times. Well,
There's
I'm glad
also a
you-
game based around. There's also a game that's supposedly going to be what Spore wasn't,
Ah.
and that.
Called life.
Well, no, I'm actually talking about a different game called Thrive. Basically, picture Spore, but what it should have been instead of what it became.
Aha.
Well, just if your mom has a headache, remember not to shout drink quite so loud.
Yes. We'll
Shout
we'll try no
quietly.
shouting at all this evening. We also have with us tonight Hillel. Hello.
Hello there. Speaking of headaches, I'm working through a series of migraines I'm having over these past few days. God knows why. It might be because I've been neglecting eating, sleeping, or
That
drinking.
will do
that's,
it.
That's probably just a coincidence, to be honest.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correlation, not causation, right?
Right.
I suppose you didn't keep
We're all-
a
we're all-
spare
we're all
brain handy.
hard-nosed scientists around
You didn't
here.
cause the shade, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. This is purely circumstantial.
Yeah.
Aside
Well.
from that, I'm doing okay. Now that I finally have some free time on my hands, though, I've been meaning to get around to Paralogs of Phileas Fogg, written by Rulon James Downer.
Yeah.
Hey, who's that guy? I think I've heard that name before.
I've heard it before, at least once or
Yeah.
twice. So,
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm doing okay. I do need to actually get around to reading it more.
Well, you can proceed. The early chapters are quite short, so you can do it. Just in between migraines. Read a page.
Oh yes.
Is that like a graphic novel from the Marvel universe?
No, actually, there are no graphics in it at all. Although I did collect pictures.
No pictures.
No pictures because I couldn't get the rights to them. But there is a secret illustrated version that I generated of the photographs I would have used had I had the rights to them of the various places along the way.
You don't need illustrations when the vivid imagery contained within the text.
And you will unfortunately hear my voice as you read the text, and you'll be going, "Oh my God, I can't turn him off even when I'm reading the book."
While reading it, you cannot help but hear RJ's voice. It feels like he's just reaching right out of the page and just making magnet noises right at you.
I'm not sure whether that's a plus or a minus.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
It's certainly there.
All right.
We're up to one drink already. Yeah, we caught you, Jenny.
We are, yes.
Drink.
We had to get Jenny's drink in there. Hey, premature drinkage.
Ooh.
That reminds me, I need to go fill up this with something hydrating. I'll be right back.
Has any of us ever suffered from that?
Better drinkage than shrinkage.
Look, on this show, we encourage staying hydrated.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hydrated and
boy.
safe.
All right. Well, let me work on getting the wheel up here real quick. Give me 1 second.
Have you, purple.
Yep. What?
Did you get introduced properly?
I did purples, didn't I?
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. Brain
Oh,
fart
I
on
was
my.
like, wait,
I did a hello.
I thought maybe I was losing my mind, which is quite possible.
I can feel my mind going.
All right. Let me.
Where's it going?
It's going. Flying to the moon
there's a
on gossamer wings.
45 Dick Dollar super chat from Morton Nielsen, who says, it's true, you will hear RJ's voice while reading Phileas Fogg, and it's awesome.
Well, thank you. He
Good
just
to
likes
know,
throwing
Morton.
around those dick dollars because it
That's
sounds
right.
so scurrilous.
Hey,
Actually, it's an
Ooh,
appropriate
scurrilous.
voice.
you don't mind if I mention something that Mom has told me, right? Apparently, Texas is planning on seceding. They're saying they're threatening to secede from the Union.
Again?
Yeah. They've done
getting to
that
be a
a number of
habit with
times
them.
in the last
They-
20 years.
Quite a few.
They whip that out about every 5 years.
Yeah.
Just
This
they're
This
just
is
a bunch
just
of
another.
cranks.
This is just another excuse.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of cranks that wear chaps.
What they don't seem to get is that at least 40 of the other states just said, okay, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
After the wheel, okay.
All right.
I
Well, we
see
have our wheel up, so
monsters.
let's take a look at our wheel here. We have Sovsit, we have lasers, we have map, we have rock, we have monsters, and we have astronomer. So those videos on our
Ooh,
list
astronomer.
Yeah.
those videos for this evening are
Not astrometry.
Flat Earth Leo versus Astronomer from Level Earth Observer.
Oh yeah, I want that one so bad.
Flat Earth Lasers, Lunatics, and Liars from D Marble.
Alliterative.
Flat
would
Earth
be-
Flight Route Maps with 3rd grade math from Phuket Word.
Fuck, wait.
Yeah, see that one's kind of boring, but okay.
Flat Earth Evidence of Rock Formation in Single Generation from Phuket Word.
Fuck,
Oh.
wait.
Sure, that's a better
I'm mainly
one.
just
That's-
curious how that relates to flat Earth. That seems more like a
Yeah.
geology thing to me.
Connect the dots when they're like 8,000 miles apart.
And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I mean, I like rocks as much as the next guy, which is to say, I mean they're fine and all, but you know they don't really get me
They're
going.
nice.
We
They're
also
really
have
hard and stiff.
Monsters MGTOW. And then we have the sovereign citizen gets windows smashed by police after spewing insane legal theories for 20 minutes from Not Personal.
I want to see that one.
Yeah, and then got elected to
I
Congress.
say what I said last time, which is for that last one. It seems like our work is cut out for us. Like, what do we need to do in that situation?
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
shall we spin the
Wheel
wheel?
of Misfortune.
Cheer for the police.
Let's do it.
Rare.
Wheel of Misfortune. Turn, turn, turn. Show us the stupid that we should burn. Spin it.
Be dizzy.
Come on.
Alright.
Oh, fuck!
There was no on the line that time.
No ambivalence whatsoever. We're gonna get the
I
astronomer.
demand a recount.
Oh, well, you know what? Too
Give me my
bad.
magnets back.
All right, while you guys are blathering on, I'm gonna go see what my mom needs to read.
Oh, that's rude.
Alrighty. I'm gonna load
give me
this
my
up
mag-
here.
My
Give me
feelings
my
are now
magnets
hurt.
back now.
I don't merely blather. I pontificate and render scurrilous claims.
Oh my god.
Now that's second time you've used scurrilous tonight. That's enough.
God, RJ, gotta be honest, my head hurts far too much to understand a word with that many syllables.
Yeah.
I have a headache for which the likes of which JFK could not even comprehend.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, don't.
I suppose you don't keep a separate brain handy for that.
No, it's too soon for that joke.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
How
I know,
long is this
I left my other
astronomy
brain. I left
piece?
the other brain in my. I left it in the car.
It's 12 minutes.
Oh, that's not too bad. We could.
No.
That's only like
That's
8
bad.
hours to go through it.
Yeah, that's nothing.
What did you say the full title was?
This one was Flat Earth Leo versus Astronomer.
Leo the lion, or Leo the constellation, or
No,
Leo who lives
the
down the
Level
block.
Earth Observer.
Oh, he's up to acronyms now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You had to pay, I feel like as the resident astronomer, I feel like this is gonna hurt my head especially.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I need to. Between my headache, that, and the amount of times I have to slam my head into this desk, you're really going to
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I think you need to probably skip one of those steps just for safety.
I need to find my facepalm protection element. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me just resize the video because it's extra huge for some reason.
Well, judging by its science content, you could probably resize it down to like 1 pixel.
Alright,
You're not
turn.
wrong.
Let's get this stupid on the road.
Oh yeah, and while you're at it, don't just with the audio, just if you need to degrade it to like a particular level of quality, don't mind that.
Yeah, so it sounds kind of like moths copulating in the corner.
Oh dear.
Maybe not
Alright.
copulating, but still.
Well, you take
Alright.
your moths, I'll take mine.
So
It
let's
sa-
take a
it
look at
sounds
the. Let's take a look at the beginnings of his video here. There we go.
Ooh, why do people believe in a flat Earth? Because they're stupid.
Yeah.
Next question.
Our work here is done, boys.
Oh.
I do like the
dear.
water actually rolling off of the sides. I think that's
Yeah.
just sweet.
At least it's
It's
added
not helping
something.
the case any.
There is a chance that this could be true.
And look
Did
at
you notice
South
that the-
America. It isn't moving anywhere.
That the water is falling down, maybe because
Yeah.
of gravity.
Gravity, you fucking retard. Gravity!
Yeah.
There is no down. There's
And not only do we have the sun
Well,
and the
down in
moon, but we
relation to
also
their
have the
Earth.
weird orange blob off to the right.
below
Oh,
their
blob?
Earth.
Where's the word blob? Oh yes, there it is.
Yeah, that's
Moving
Nibiru
on.
maybe.
Let us get with this video.
Oh man. All right. Well,
Make sure
without
we-
further ado, even though I know how much you love to ado,
Hey, I'll give you an adieu.
let us oh wait, we got a super chat. Hold on.
Fuck.
chat.
Before I do,
45 dick dollars from Morton Nielsen, who says, "Hey, let's start by looking at the end of the video. Try something new."
Just go ahead, run it backwards and see if it makes more sense that way.
I think it might actually.
Yeah, that could be kind
I'm
of.
not sure if that means we watch the video such that there's about 0 seconds left, or we have to watch it in reverse.
Yeah, we have to start at the end and watch it. Hey, it would make more sense, okay?
Information
That's
content
true.
is retained.
Andrew
All
G
right.
is asking why can't we see the elephants and the turtle?
They
Exactly.
they photoshopped them out.
They're out of
Yeah.
frame.
Out of focus. All right, let's get
It's
started.
turtles all the way down.
Yeah. Expected.
Got sent this the other day. Thought we'd have a quick look. This is the start of it, and already we can see problems. Why do people believe in the flat earth theory? 1, objective reality is not a theory. 2, why have you put a straw man bullshit representation?
Are you guys hearing it?
Drink.
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh,
Yes,
wait, hold on. I
sadly.
turned you guys up and the
Also, I'm pretty
video
sure
down.
Tornado, to no one's surprise, has called drink.
Is this guy a pro glober?
There we
No,
go.
I think he may be criticizing somebody critical of flat Earth.
Yeah,
Like,
he.
oh no, you didn't use my preferred map, which is God knows what.
Well, we have Tornado with a hand up.
Yes. Well, first of all, he is actually criticizing the globe by saying it's not a theory, it's observable reality, referencing the flat Earth, and also saying that they've put up some straw man bullshit, meaning this picture. So he is in fact a flat earther. Secondly, no, the flat Earth is not observable reality. In fact, it flies in the face of reality. It's allow me to put it this way: the flat Earth has a fundamental flaw. In order to explain any one phenomenon, you have to break every other phenomenon. And every phenomenon you try to explain will break every other phenomenon irreparably. So, to explain that other phenomenon, you have to break the phenomenon that you just explained.
Why, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Exactly. The flat Earth is has mutually contradicting observations, whereas the spheroidal Earth has mutually consistent observations.
Okay. We're here for a comment, not a lecture.
Alrighty, well, shall we continue on?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
get to their science.
Station on the front of your video with edges, waterfalls and discs flying through vacuums. You're mixing up your heliocentric fantasy and getting confused with objective reality, which is what we believe. This nonsense is something your lot are pumped out. Who were trying to convince you that you live on a ball that's wobbling and oscillating and flying through a vacuum.
Put your picture up instead, then, Bucky.
So already we're off.
Yes, Tornado.
It's not even that fast. I mean, it's every phenomenon takes place, or the scale of such phenomenon is so tiny that you literally won't notice it. I mean, the wobble of Earth, the precession of the equinoxes, that takes place over, say, 500 human lifetimes.
Well, but you see, this guy's a cockwobble, so he's got a whole different impression of wobble.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Earth rotates at 0.000694 RPM. That's not even that fast.
Now,
and
if you're going to require he do numbers,
and
Tornado.
every other movement that the Earth makes through the universe is even slower than that. There's literally no excuse as to why this guy doesn't know any of this, except for the fact that he's a number ignorant. Well, I could say anything, but let's not get.
But you see, the
about
flat
it.
earthers are correct. The Earth is rotating at somewhere around 1,100 miles an hour
But that
at the
translates
equator.
To translates to 0.000694 RPM.
Well, yeah, but what they said was true.
Linear speed and angular speed are not the same thing.
I didn't say they were, but what they did say was true.
Yes.
Anyway, before we get off on this tangent,
Hillel, you had your hand up?
Oh, thank you for noticing. Is just that, I mean, this guy's getting all bent out of shape because this video, I guess he's responding to, happened to use this particular graphic. He didn't even necessarily say anyone believes it. Like, the Earth literally looks like this. It's just a picture, dude. It's like, don't get so bent out of shape about it.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I believe the correct turn of phrase is "don't get your knickers in a twist."
That
okay,
too.
in that case, I don't see why he's twisting his knickers as such. In that case, like, dude, he hasn't even gotten any arguments yet. He's just literally introduced the topic and shown a little picture. Like, it's just a picture. Don't get whatever. It doesn't matter that much.
Well, you're the astronomy guy. What's that orange thing on the right?
That's the second. That's definitely Mars.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
I still think it's Nibiru.
Yeah.
Could be Nibiru also. Nibiru is also Mars.
RJ, you had your hand up as well?
Yeah, okay. I think there should be 2 default drinks if This twerp never presents what he thinks the Earth looks like.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah.
yeah. Pretty
I mean,
much.
he can say that he doesn't like the one he's on the screen. Okay, what do you have? I mean, even if it's in crayon, at least we ought to get an image of it.
Well,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to present that because you can just observe it.
Yeah, he gets up on his stepladder
You know
and he
what,
sees
Jenny?
the thing.
What?
All right. Shall we continue on?
Yeah, let's get to that science.
All right, here we go.
To a bad start, but we'll hold this against the fella. Let's see what he's got to say.
I'm Dr. Stuart Clark. I'm an astronomer and I'm the author of The Unknown Universe. It's so clearly obvious that the world isn't flat.
You're looking at a man who's triggered, who's obviously not long paid off his debts for his university education. The ego will not let it go. He'll ignore the substance in favour of a good story. Because it's quite obviously flat, mate.
Okay, can I just call it
Frank.
Yes, Jenny?
He fails to bring any evidence. I'm done.
Well, give him a chance. We've still got, 12 minutes of video.
Hillel?
I mean, my just this thing is like this. The reason this is an excellent example of why. Oh well, Earth looks this way to me is not especially compelling to anyone. It's like this particular person could say, oh well, obviously Earth isn't flat, and this other chap can say, oh well, obviously Earth is flat, and we're not going to get anywhere. So, and also it's just like. It's just also do love the not quite so subtle implication, like, oh, the only reason he's saying that is because of, I don't know, what was it? He'd been paid off by God knows who, presumably the lizard Illuminati people, whatever.
Who come from the orange spot.
Yeah, the fifth dimension of Cowabunga, nanotubes, whatever. To
Dr. Lizardo.
Yeah, lasagna, to, say the Earth's flat. It's not like, he's not like he just, came to this opinion through reasons or facts or evidence, And again, the main thing is just saying, well, obviously Earth is such and so is not a good argument, because another person can just turn around and say, oh well, obviously Earth looks like a taco argument. And we're not going to get anywhere. So I suppose to both of them, shut up, present something, and we can evaluate it. Otherwise, you're just kind of talking past each other.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, let's.
Wow.
Isn't like a little walrus there with the stop symbol right over?
I was thinking that too.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
All righty. Well, let us continue on then.
Yeah.
We see when ships leave the harbour.
If that was curvature, dear boy, we would see ships coming over from left to right. We'd see curvature from left to right on ground level.
Drink!
We never.
But you do.
Yes, tornado.
If you turn left or right.
Well, here's the thing. When you're at ground, when you know where you're at sea level, the difference between the difference between the horizon and the left and right, difference from the left and to the right is so small that you're not really going to be able to notice it with your eyes alone. You need a visual reference. Without that visual reference, you're not going to be able to notice jack. But if you do have a visual reference, like say if you horizontally compress an image after taking a shot with a drone, you'll start to notice that curvature becomes a lot more visible. It's like a bent pool cue that's very slightly bent. You'll be able to notice it more if you look along the pool cue than if you look perpendicular to the pool cue. As in, you're looking along the line of the pool cue versus your line of sight traveling from one end of the pool cue to the other.
Gotcha. Hillel?
Basically, TLDR, no, wouldn't expect to see that. It's much easier to see the effects of the curvature of the Earth, like things disappearing behind the horizon, than it is to literally see the Earth curve.
Right.
That's basically it. All there is to it.
Awesome. RJ?
Yeah, and if you were out in like a big body of water, like an ocean, instead of just a harbor, you could literally see the ships disappearing in whatever direction you like. It's not restricted. It's not taking place just in one spot.
Yeah. All right. And I do just want to let everybody know while you're here that hearing from One Wing Sparrow says that Game of Fools is still on hiatus. Shadow's still trying to finish her finals for school. And she doesn't have her primary laptop, so it's been very difficult for her. So we completely understand that, and we hope Shadow is doing well, and we miss her on the panel. And we look forward to when Game of Fools does return. All right.
Shadow needs to understand that this
Shadow was without a computer there.
Shadow needs to understand that this is far more important than school.
Obviously. This will get you so
Priorities.
much further.
Yes.
Priorities.
The message we want to send.
Oh, dear.
Well,
All right.
especially during COVID, the internet is far more important than anything happening outside of your apartment.
That's
You're
true.
going to get some education here.
Yeah, continue your education, learn things. I don't think
And
so.
stuff. All right, and we have a Chris Kelling who's just joining us. Give him a moment.
Hey, Chris, just wake up?
Hey,
There's
Chris.
Chris Kelling.
Oh, there's no need to insult the man right out the gate.
No,
Hey,
he
we have a
suggested earlier
tradition to
that
uphold.
he suggested earlier that he may be sleeping. So
Yes. Hello,
We're
Chris.
watching a flurfer.
He
We're
looks
watching a
physical.
flurf. Well, this guy isn't a flurfer. The person on the screen is being attacked by the flurfer because he has
Indeed.
the temerity to
This
call
guy does-
himself
he does
what
have
he
some
is,
nice
which is an
hair.
astronomer.
It's very wavy.
Sean's hair is prettier.
Yeah,
All right,
true.
it's not a contest.
I mean.
He's got a receding hairline like a tide.
Yes.
Okay, we're just listening to this guy now. Is that what's happening?
Alrighty, well, I don't hear you, Chris, and I don't know that anybody else hears you.
He doesn't look quizzical.
Test.
I'm gonna send.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
haven't said anything yet. Can you hear
Oh,
this?
that would be why.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear you when you don't speak.
Sorry
Well-
for the lateness.
That's all right. It's good to have you with us, Chris. Thanks for coming by. And let's continue on with our lovely Flurf versus Astronomer video.
We do get obstruction out in a straight line. Call that the convergence point between the sea and the sky. Perspective.
Yes, Tornado?
Perspective makes everything shrink at the same rate. It does not affect how things disappear from bottom up. What we see on the Earth is a ship. While it is getting smaller, it's disappearing as it travels from the bottom up. That can't be explained by perspective. It can only be explained by a spheroid. Sorry, but you're just wrong.
Yeah, generally they are. All right, here we go.
The range of our vision. Call it whatever you want. But the substance
Frank.
to us is not correct.
Yes, Jenny?
I hope you follow that.
I really hate it when these guys start talking about the range of your vision.
Mhm.
Look up at the sky; you can see for light years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. I'm gonna clarify. The range.
No, I'm not done, Tornado. You can see for light years, and if you're looking out onto an ocean and watching a boat go away, you're limited to how far you can see because of an obstruction, which we call planet Earth. So
No, it's obviously it's the range of your vision because the bottom of the boat is much further away than the top of it. Don't you know?
well, yeah, those are that special design of boat. I understand that.
Yeah, they're all leaning like Michael Jackson.
Or like SM9.
Grabbing their crotch.
Presumably,
Like the new SpaceX rocket from today.
Oh, yeah.
too soon.
Oh,
It's a landing of
Wasn't that
sorts.
sad?
And
You
poor
could just
little
see it
thing
was-
just
you-
tipped over.
Yeah.
Another happy landing.
You could just see the thing it was not going to be happy when it hit the ground. It was just going too fast.
It was drunk on space
that was
dust.
SN8, and then SN9 today just tipped over in the bay.
Oh, did they? Oh, I didn't know they had another one today.
Yeah, SN9 was supposed to go for a test launch, and
They shouldn't have got those legs from Radio Shack.
it just tipped over in the bay.
It was pretty impressive when it went up and then it just went horizontal.
Oh yeah, it was a really good
that
test
was pretty
too.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was a very
it brought back
successful
memories
test.
of Buck Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, at least they landed it, right?
Well,
It
in a
came
manner
back
of
down.
speaking, it did come down.
Yeah, in the spot they wanted. So
Exactly. It was still a very successful test.
Yeah, what comes up comes down, but we don't guarantee in what form.
Yeah.
Just make the neighborhood recycling company very happy. That's all.
Really, it's more of a Kerbal Space Program kind of landing, but you know.
Or as Tom Lear put it, once the rockets are up, who cares where they come down? That's not my
Wait,
department.
the plot with says Werner
von Braun.
All right.
Actually, to touch on quickly what he just said, it's something which annoys me greatly when talking to these flare sites. Like, we don't care. Call it perspective. Call it the convergence. Call it the limit of our sight. Call it whatever you want. Except the only thing you're not allowed to call it is the curvature of the Earth, because they have their mantra is that you can explain anything any way you like, except for it being the result of the curvature of the Earth, which I just think is very indicative of the sort of mindset that they take up.
Alrighty, let's see. All right, shall we continue?
Yeah, I want the science.
Okie dokie.
Oh, RJ, oh, you poor sweet summer child.
If we continue, we may get onto an even dumber video.
Yeah, that's true.
I keep on coming into that with this hope, and it's dashed every single time.
Oh.
All right, give me 1 second here. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, we can go along because the longer you delay this schnook coming back,
please,
it's an
take your
improvement.
time.
Yeah.
Don't rush.
Yeah. Hey, we're going into a tunnel.
Yeah. I don't think that's quite how that works, but
So how's everyone doing?
The important thing about
Chris, you look
watching
confused.
flare videos is that if you let garbage sit long enough, it stops smelling.
Oh.
Does expired poison become more or less poisonous?
Ooh, interesting philosophical question.
All right, here we go. So here, take a look. This is what happened to SN9. It literally
poor little thing was tired.
It already doesn't look good.
Have you seen the video by I think it's Casual Spaceman?
Which one?
Where it has the compilation of fails of the SpaceX rockets.
Everyday astronaut.
Everyday astronaut. That is probably one of the coolest videos because it's all the fails that they learned from. You know, and it's like
I love how they just had a general funny air about it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Goes into rocketry without expecting there to be a lot of things going wrong is really in a wrong line of work.
I love how these people who are mentally challenged in the sense that they have no education about rocketry or what it takes to do this, how they're complaining, oh, it sure seems that they blow up a lot of stuff, there. It's like, dude, do you know understand even a little bit of the intense complexity of what they're doing?
I mean, come on, it's not rocket science.
No,
there's a reason that expression exists.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
Alrighty, so let us continue on then with our video.
Yeah,
right.
So the science part.
Yes.
Curvature, water. And the fact there's no curvature from left to right tells us it's not curvature. Remember the globe claim. You're on the top of the ball wherever you are, and it curves away equally in all directions away from you. So you'd see that if that's what you were seeing curvature in a straight line out in front, you'd see that from left to right. And if you were seeing it on the ground level, straight out in front of you, you'd certainly see it from an aeroplane. So come on, Doctor.
And you can't.
Yes, Tornado?
Okay. Does anyone want to take a guess on how much distance it takes for the Earth to curve away from someone, or from the Earth to curve away from one's position by 1 degree?
2 miles.
False, actually. It's 69 point some odd miles.
Well, yeah, but the Earth is 24,000 plus or in diameter, so in circumference. So 69 is just a little.
69.
I know. That's it. That's 1 degree. It translates roughly to 60 nautical miles. Each mile being 1 minute of a degree of latitude.
Aha.
That's how we get the nautical mile thing from. And it's worth noting that the issue he's having is that most of the distances that it takes for a boat to, say, disappear over the horizon are much shorter than, like, say, 69 miles. It's like, what? Last I checked, 5-ish, 14-ish, somewhere around there. I'm not sure exactly how far, but somewhere within that range, off the top of my head. Depending on how good atmospheric conditions are, of course.
What they're ignoring is that the distance that you can see the boat travel from left to right is only a couple of miles. It's not far enough to see a degree of change.
Right.
And that's the whole issue. You're only looking at a very, 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 very tiny slice of the Earth. You're like a ant on, say, a fairly sizable yoga ball, if that.
This just goes to how the majority of flat earthers have no concept of
scale,
of proportion, of 3 dimensions.
Anything.
They can't deal with anything more than a 3-digit number.
And like I said, it's possible to see curvature from ground level, but you need a visual reference.
Mm-hmm.
And by that I mean ground to right, you need a visual reference.
Right.
Like compressing the image horizontally. It's there, it's just very hard to spot unless you have a visual reference and the right technique.
Well,
you also need something like an ocean so that you can see that many miles off.
Exactly.
Wasn't it Where's Wally who set up that experiment where he took 2 straight edges and put them together so there was a slot between them, positioned them against the edge of the horizon of the ocean, and you could actually see the curve relative to the straight edges that you now had a reference point for.
I don't know.
I didn't see that, but sounds like a good experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Yeah, he had a couple of straight edges that were like at least a meter, maybe a meter and a half long.
So it seems, Mr. Leo, that you've been debunked again.
Yeah, what else is new?
Well, let's watch some more.
Alrighty. Hillel, had you said something earlier on? No? Okay. Did we lose Hillel? Sure. Alright, here we go.
Keyboard problem again.
Yeah.
You can see as they gradually disappear below the horizon.
Yawn.
You can see if you go up onto a tall tower or a hill and you see more over the horizon.
I agree, you can see further. You're not seeing over
Sorry.
a horizon like you're looking round a ball. Wake up, please.
All our physics is constructed.
Yes, tornado and perhaps no yelling.
Sorry, it's just mark that one off of your bingo cards, people. He's claiming he's an asleep sheeple fooled by the conspiracy. And anyway, yes, if you go up in a tower, like, say, the Burj Khalifa, you can actually see the horizon drop as altitude is gained. Sean did it with a drone, and you can even see it better during a sunset. In fact, did you know that people on the top of the Burj Khalifa have to have their fasting period extended by a few minutes because it takes longer for the sun to set there, because they're so high up that the horizon is physically lower in their area of vision. Maybe, Mr. Leo, that's because the Earth is a spheroid and you are a fucking idiot. Ding.
Let's see if he talks about what we're seeing on the screen now.
Yeah. Chris Kelling, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I was just thinking it's not more of a seeing past the horizon as you're moving the horizon back as you go up. So instead of being, let's say, just picking a number, the horizon is 3 miles away. You go up, now the horizon's going to be 4 miles away, and so it kind of right, kind of wrong. Yeah.
Right.
If kids at home, if you just take a nice little piece of typing paper and you draw a perfect circle on it, you can expand this idea just by making a drawing of at the earth level, at a mile up, and see how much more of the circle you can see past. It's really simple, and these guys just can't get that.
Yeah.
Well, you're making a lot of standard here, empiricism here. I mean, you can't have that.
Well, most of us learned this stuff in 2nd grade. These guys just weren't there that day, I guess.
Yeah.
Gee, it's almost as if the ability to see something is limited by this thing called a fucking planet!
No yelling.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
I want to see if he's going to mention the Soyuz that we're seeing.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's continue on and see.
The physics of orbits, actually things going around the Earth, is all constructed.
Yes, all the physics of orbital mechanics are constructed. Get it? Constructed. They're theoretical orbital mechanics.
Oh dear.
We never see them. We've never experienced on a
Oh dear.
We're going to wordplay our way around physics.
Yeah.
Has this guy ever been on a roller coaster?
Apparently not. Tornado, you had your hand up?
So because it's all theoretical, that means it's automatically false, and therefore my perspective, my model is the only one that's left. Checkmate, globetards. Wake up, you stupid retarded shills. Question
something
over.
like that.
Yeah. Still haven't seen his model
like
of the
that.
Earth.
But yeah, the fact of the
Yeah.
matter is, I've played a lot of Kerbal Space Program in my time. I know a lot about orbital mechanics because I've had to learn it thanks to playing Kerbal Space Program. The same
That's
physics
just a
apply
computer
there
game.
apply here. In fact, Kerbal Space Program was modeled after our real physics. So
That's just a computer game.
I know, but the physics there are the same as the physics.
Yeah, it's all CGI.
Sagi.
Sagi. Alrighty. Well, Sagi, let's get moving on here, shall we?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
in a direct fashion, all you have is
Erect.
stuff on a computer screen that's been constructed about going around theoretical balls.
With three-dimensional spherical world, and the pictures from space show our world as a globe.
There we go.
So if I show my bank manager a picture of a statement of mine with £10 million in it, he's going to believe that, is he? Wake up!
Well,
fella.
only if you're from
And yet
Nigeria.
somehow, there are some people.
Was that a drink call I heard, I believe?
Yes, from me.
Yes, Tornado.
Here's the thing.
Shot for.
Here's the thing that our friend has just done. He's automatically dismissed any picture from space as CGI, and that is quite frankly asinine. Because you'll hear this guy say, in one instance, "Oh, show me a picture of the Earth from space," and then when you do that, "Oh no, that's just CGI. I want a real picture." And then they're all CGI. They're all fake. It's a conspiracy. Wake up, shill, or be demoted, or be damned to the pits of hell. And that's the thing I hate most about these flurfers, is that when you present them with the evidence they ask for, they find some way to move the goalposts on you. It makes them dishonest. And more importantly, we have pictures from a constantly orbiting satellite. And I know this guy's just going to claim them as CGI, but seriously, dude, look into Himawari 8, if you please. They're single shot, they're not composite, and they show the entire planet. So, sorry, buddy, but the next time you want to try that, go ahead and try that from Himawari 8, and let's see how well it works for you.
I want all of the flat earthers to be given a free one-way trip to the moon.
Yeah.
Screen sharing seems to be disabled, otherwise I'd share my model of the Earth. It's made of Lego.
Oh. If it's not taco-shaped, it ain't gonna cut it with me.
Yeah, screen sharing is it's like a automatically disabled at first thing, and I never turned it off.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's probably best anyway, but yeah.
But you have to admit, whatever Lego world you have made is more detailed than the one that this flat earther has presented so far.
Yeah. His non-existent
Which is to say
model.
nothing.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on.
People that still
Remember,
seem to
two
believe
drinks
that the
if he does not present his map.
flat.
Yeah, do you know, it's a funny one, old doctor. I kind of choose the things that can be proven, the things of substance, the things I can touch,
smuggy
feel,
smug.
the things that can be demonstrated. I choose those things, the things that can be observed.
Oh,
I
well, you mean
choose
like the
those
observation we're
things
making?
over-
Like the observation we're making that you're a total dope?
Yeah. We do have Hillel with the hand up. I'm not sure if I heard a drink call from Hillel, but
I'll give you a wild guess who said it first.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, let's go to Hillel first since it was a close one.
Oh, that's kind of you. Maybe I nodded off for a moment and missed it, but has this guy actually brought up? Because he says, "Oh, I believe in the observable reality. Observable Earths are obviously flat," but he hasn't actually brought up any observable facts that would lead him to believe the Earth is flat, has he? He's just been like,
No.
all the things you believe, that's wrong. No, it's actually anything for that particular observation. The correct conclusion is anything but what you said. But he hasn't actually brought up any actual facts or evidence or anything.
So far, it's a nya.
Okay, so that's you can see how that's
Pretty
annoying
much.
to me. Right? That's like slightly peeving. That's like it's really easy to be a denialist and just say no, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Everything you think, that's wrong. It's anything else but what you think. But he's not even. It's like saying, I believe in the observable things, but he's not bringing anything forward. So
We are at
it's essentially just him saying his
0.03
opinion over and over
carats.
again. It's just useless.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Tornado.
Yes. If he's saying, I prefer to use what's actually observable, then do the world a favor. And as
Observe something.
Yeah, observe something, and as one of my favorite easy button parodies went, Sick Twisted Easy Button says, please move your head from your ass.
Yeah. Hillel, you still had your hand up? Or we lost Hillel, but that's okay.
He's been raptured.
Lower
Sorry,
hand.
what? I was
You still
eating
had your
pound-
hand up, but I lowered your
Oh,
your
my
hand.
bad. Sorry.
No worries. And do.
Keep that hand down.
Model of
All
the
right.
flat Earth.
Here we go. Hillel.
I'm a rebel.
Put your damn hand down.
Put your
All
damn
right.
hand down, son.
Here we go.
But photography and a good story. Don't get me wrong, I will use photography if it goes in line with the substance.
Drink!
Wait.
What does
He'll
that
use
mean?
photography if it goes along with his narrative. I think that's what I heard.
But all
Yeah.
I'm thinking is like, please bring some forward. Just do
Yeah.
it. Like, he's
What he's-
threatening us with evidence.
What he's just said is, I'll only use photography if it goes along with with the substance, if it goes along with my narrative. Everything else, that's just automatically fake.
Yeah.
Dude, congratulations on admitting that you're dishonest, disingenuous, ignorant fucktard. You are intellectually
That's Mr. Disingenuous fucktard.
and you're just any evidence or any semblance of honesty that you could have had just went out the window with that statement right there. I think we're done. Get him off the stage.
Hit
All
the
right,
hook.
well, we're going to continue on. We've still got half of the video to go.
Wow, we're only 6 minutes into this extraordinary tome.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the science yet.
Tornado,
I'm sure that map is coming any minute now.
Absolutely.
Tornado, I
just
do feel
wanna
forced
say
to
that,
warn you,
you know-
that the longer and more frequent your interjections, the longer we have to spend with this poor chap.
You just worked this out.
I just want to say that while he's talking about, photography that will support his truth, apparently on all of the internet, he was unable to find any.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's just keeping us in suspense.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
He doesn't want to wow us too early with all of his fabulous knowledge.
Oh,
exactly.
And
we wouldn't want to come right out of the
we
gate
wouldn't,
presenting.
we wouldn't be.
Who
we'd be
in their right
totally
mind would want to
outclassed
just
and feel
start the
so-
video presenting the reasons why you believe something? No, you
Yeah.
put that to the end when the viewer retention guarantees that as few people see that as possible.
Alrighty, well, here we go, guys.
If it doesn't match the substance, then the photography is inconclusive. Simple as that.
So as human
How does
beings,
one know
we love
if it matches the
stories
substance
because
or not?
Oh no.
There are a group of people who believe they live on a cannonball flying through a vacuum at ridiculous speeds. Yes, they do love a good story.
Oh, ludicrous speeds!
You're one of them.
Tornado, don't poor Mom Nato with her mom headache.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No
That's
shouting.
It demanded a response.
Yes, Tornado.
I actually ran the numbers about how slow the Earth actually, quote, moves through space. For calculations of centrifugal force and centripetal force exerted on a body, it's necessary to understand that the calculations used are not in linear miles per hour, but are used always in revolutions per minute. The trip that Earth makes around the sun is like something of 0.000001, I think, revolutions per minute, somewhere around that amount. The trip around the galaxy is even slower than that. When the most extreme force that Earth is subjected to, or when the most extreme force that you are subjected to is 0.000694 RP, or the consequence of 0.000694 RPM, that being 0.3% the force of gravity, when that is the most extreme of the forces that you're being subjected to thanks to Earth's trip through the cosmos, maybe the reason you don't feel something that matches to your expectations is because your expectations are wrong, or you're just a disingenuous fuckwit.
Probably both.
Inertia.
Hello. Hello.
Sorry, I'm eating pound cake. So, anyway, the thing that this poor chap said, it wasn't especially stupid or especially relevant, but I just thought it was kind of funny because at the very beginning of this video, he got rather bent out of shape. What was it? He got his knickers in a twist. That was it. Because the person making this video had the audacity to start with like a rather cartoonist picture of a flat Earth, and then afterwards this guy he said it was a straw man, but never presented an actual model instead. And now he seems fine, calling the globe model is like, oh, it's a cannonball twirling and spinning. It's like if you're at one hand he gets mad at a mischaracterization of the flat Earth and doesn't present anything to show what his conception is, and then he feels fine strawmanning the globe, and then even though this guy's even like shown pictures and stuff, but
so he's projecting his own faults onto opponents
who wants to live in a universe where they're happy.
Sorry, but he's projecting his own faults onto opponents who will not share.
He's just being stupid.
He's doing the
tu
he's doing tu quo qui fallacy.
RJ, you had your hand up?
Yeah, of course, this idiot is functionally denying the whole notion of inertia, which we've known since Galileo's time, and which now with rapid transportation we can easily demonstrate. Anytime you just drop a thing inside of a car, it doesn't slam back into your chest because of your motion forward. There's an inertial frame. Now, if and when this guy can get off his video duff and do his groundbreaking experimental studies and get that Nobel Prize to overturn inertia, which of course you won't be able to do because his entire model is completely wrong, that this is all we're going to get is a stupid little video thing. I mean, as we all know, all great science is done on YouTube.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, hasn't been any discoveries ever, and they couldn't do any science before YouTube because that's only science done on YouTube.
Exactly. That's all the places that you can get science is just YouTube.
So if I do a phlogiston video, that will eliminate oxygen, right?
Yes, Jenny?
I was just thinking that that's probably not true.
Now, you spoil sport.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm coming along here with a self-inflated sense of incredible importance and you start dumping on it with this requirement that we actually have evidence, I tell you, you're just cruel.
I'm sorry, RJ, I can't help it. You're an adult man who writes fantasy stories. Come on.
Oh, now that's cutting to the quick, madam.
Oh, jeez.
Now it's getting poisonal. So as human beings, we love stories because stories.
Mm-hmm. Let's continue on.
Let's watch
Stories make sense of our lives, of our world. They endow it with meaning, and they can be understandable. Science is a way of constructing what we hope is a true story, something that is demonstrably true through experiment.
Well, if that's the case, a bit of honesty there. If that's the case, then why the hell do you think you live on a cannonball with water wrapped around it and gases flying through a vacuum?
Because it's true.
When fundamental facts of life tell you that's impossible.
No.
Are you okay, Doctor?
Yeah. Are you?
But as we see throughout the ages, the prevailing scientific theories of the day can be overturned as we move to more precise understanding of the universe around us.
Mate, the truth never changes. Ever. It's always backed by practical reality.
That's not what he said.
I think we had Jenny Morgan first on that one.
The truth changes constantly. As we learn more and more, our truth has to broaden and become deeper because we understand more. Plus, I just like everybody to know, if you haven't already, and I imagine most of you have, these guys bring up
rum and Mountain Dew would be a good idea.
I actually don't think either is a good idea.
All right, I think we might be back.
Yay!
Let's give it a second to catch up here.
Drinking rum and Coca-Cola. God, I can't even sing that song. Darn. Such a good Andrew Sister song too.
All right, let's see here. Let's see. All right.
Fredo and I both have our hands up.
I'm not seeing any buffering, but I'm also not seeing the full image.
All right, let's see.
We are into a black hole.
I don't know why the stream just croaked.
Michael Gallagher is saying, whoever's watching dirty movies, stop it.
All right, let's see here.
Did some divine intervention strike?
Oh, possibly.
Oh, you only.
This flying spaghetti monster has hit us with his noodly appendages.
Ah, may he be praised, ramen.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're good. I think we're back up and running and good to go.
I think I've said before, but Jess, you don't have to put all this in for us. Don't stress yourself out too much. If you can't get it back up and running, that's just how it is.
So does that mean I can finish my statement?
I suppose so.
Okay. Does the video run the critique? I just didn't want to talk if that part's not working too.
No, I think it is, but hold on. I'm having issues with
Oh
Okay.
no!
All right. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Does the video work though?
Yep. Working on that too. Hold on one second.
Okay, I got the
I-
VLC cone, so that's
Yeah.
an
I
improvement.
think the video may be
The
waiting until she
cone
presses
of
play
waiting.
before it updates.
No, I have to. I have to start it over. But I took a look at the timestamp before doing so. Just trying
Not
to
that
open it.
not that we would object if you accidentally like came later in the video.
Or if I
Closer
just
to the
started it over from the beginning, right?
end.
Here we go.
There would be rioting.
Notice how he never mentions Soyuz.
Okay, video's back to where it was.
Okay, yeah, everything looks
excellent.
good on YouTube.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're running. Everything's back to normal. Great, I can finish.
Yes.
So anyways, I told the guy, I said, look, take that thing out, and if it's that big, go find an elephant, okay?
Jeez, Jenny. We can always
that
count on
worth it?
you.
Yeah.
Moist.
It was.
Moist? Did someone say moist?
Moist.
Oh,
Alrighty. Well,
Generally speaking, though, astronomy is not a very moist profession.
no.
Speak
I
for
don't think it
yourself,
is.
Hillel.
I am.
what the waters of the heaven?
Yeah. The fountains of the deep and the fountains of the windows of heaven, etc., so forth and so
Oh.
on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Always
exciting.
get excited when I can use the formula for small angles.
The age of Aquarius, the house of Aquarius.
You know what? We do love small angle approximations.
Well, shall we head over to RJ, who's got his hand up?
Yeah, on that matter of knowledge and how it changes over time, what that is involving is our understanding of the deeper theories behind stuff. Actually, facts never change. So a hammer falling on Aristotle's foot 2,500 years ago would be exactly the same as the hammer falling on your foot today. But our understanding of why it does that and that it accelerates, and it accelerates in a frame that's in the bending of space-time due to mass and all of that, that would be stuff that Newton wouldn't have understood or Aristotle, but that we understand. But the hammer falling remains the same. So the problem is that the flat earthers don't get to the fact explaining department because they don't deal with the facts. All they deal with is like what we've been getting here, which is rhetorical flourishes and foot stamping and yeah. And
It's a good point though. It's like they don't deal in facts. They don't even deal in explanations.
Right.
They
fail at every
deal in,
possible
like,
level. They're not even
anti-explanations.
wrong, as Paulie once said.
Yeah,
of
they deal in
bad physics.
anti-explanations of, oh well, it's not that, and with that they're satisfied.
And remember, we know by direct observation
pontifications.
that no flat earther has ever worked out an ephemeris to explain planetary or stellar motion relative to any flat Earth model.
They can't even RJ. They can't even explain why it's dark at night. I think the ephemeris is slightly beyond their pay grade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can't
got
even
the
explain
magic
the Terminator
lampshade. I
line.
thought we went over that
And
before.
we don't get a damn map of the Earth.
Well, some of them have that.
Remember, 2 drinks automatically if at the end of this he has not presented his map of the world.
I just want a map of Wisconsin.
Yeah. And remember that if you spend $3 million, you can get a couple hundred more votes.
Does anyone
Oh,
actually
there you
need a map of Wisconsin, though? Has anyone ever been like, man, I'm having trouble navigating Wisconsin?
Well,
No,
let's
as long
go
as I
over
have my map, I'm okay. Or my
It's not as
GPS.
flat as Minnesota.
Tornado,
No,
you had your
it's definitely
hand up?
not.
Yeah, it was, but Jen and the other guy, Hillel,
Southern
actually
Minnesota
answered
makes
my point.
Kansas look lumpy.
Oh, I'm the other guy.
You get to be the other guy today, Hillel.
Ooh. I'm gonna add that to my Twitter bio.
There you go.
Purple.
Purple, you have your hand up.
Just a comment from One Wing Sparrow in the side chat. Are you guys shitting me? Astronomy has more heavenly bodies than Playboy. If that doesn't make you moist, you have a problem.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
that's
look
true.
at that Andromeda and that Cassiopeia. Woo.
You know,
Oh,
it
dear.
is actually kind of interesting because there's been, I got my first telescope when I was like in 6th grade, and as a kid you don't know much, but you go only look and you see all these different things. Like I remember the first time I saw a double star, it was like it was practical. For a 6th grader, it was sexualized excitation. Not quite the same for an adult, but I finally got a shot of Andromeda Galaxy. Yeah, I live in a part of the country where it's hard to see, and I finally got to see it, and it was like, this is only like in the last 10 years. And it was exciting. It was heavy breathing kind of excitement. So
interesting.
The heavens, are heavenly bodies. And
just how stunted does the flat Earth imagination need to be to live in a universe as paltry, pathetically dreary as the one that he presents?
There's somebody in the chat who's naked.
Uh-oh. Naked people in the chat.
Well, that's got to be remedied. We can't have no naked people in the chat.
Are we running some kind of nudist colony?
Atheist Donna is naked. Oh,
for one thing, it's the winter time. It's damn cold.
Now she's fixed.
Okay, good.
No more nudity in the chat.
Only in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah. We have our standards. They are low ones, but they must be met.
I personally have no objection to naked women in the chat.
Hi, Atheist Donna.
Alrighty. Well, Purple, you still had your hand up. Did you need something else?
Oh, nope, sorry.
No,
Forgot
that's
to
okay.
take it down.
I didn't make sure I didn't
How
miss
many more
anybody.
minutes do we have before we get to the science?
Probably about 20, because this minute's only another 5 minutes long.
That's true. Okay.
Alright, here we go.
It can be demonstrated time and time and time again. Its substance tells us the truth of this place.
Ooh.
What you're discussing is the narrative.
I think he's been on substances before.
Who had the drink call on that one?
I did. I just
yes,
I didn't have the participant panel up to get the
Gotcha, no problem.
But the I find it very ironic that he's saying time, that we see. He has me so discombobulated I can't even form a sentence. The fact that they have yet to come up with anything, one speck of anything that explains how something works. All they've done has been contrarian, saying this doesn't work, this can't work. And it's like, why? Tell us why.
Yeah. I don't think we'll get a whole lot of why.
No.
Well, but you see, that's their whole argument about perspective and what is the Raleigh point or whatever it is, those calculations.
Yeah.
That they
Raleigh
think
criteria.
they have. Yeah, thank you. They think they have an explanation, but they apply known science completely wrong because they have no education and are paid dues to Dunning-Kruger.
Mm-hmm.
No, they
still can't explain distances
College.
on the Mercator map. Sorry, I don't know who I was talking over there.
That was RJ.
Sorry, RJ.
Oh, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Dunning-Kruger Community College. There's an awful lot of graduates on there on YouTube. They had to shut down the university after that lawsuit.
All right, let us continue on.
It gets changed by the controllers, the morons that are trying to control us and oppress us.
The moronic
and lie to us,
controllers.
and that fool people with silly haircuts that pretend.
Yes, Tornado.
Was that about silly hats?
So
Silly
someone who is
haircuts.
trying to control us and oppress us and lie to us and all fun sorts of other conspiracy bullshit like that.
Conspiracy.
Now, does this person happen to know how many people would have to be in on the conspiracy in order to qualify, in order to cover just about
know
everyone?
the shape of the Earth. How can you work that out?
Their silly haircuts.
The amount of people that would need to be in on this conspiracy is something on the order of at least 2 billion people. That is a significant percentage of the population of the Earth. And it's not...
Well, it's not even a third.
It's not
Is
just that, but the issue is that the ability to keep a secret is inversely proportional to the amount of people that know it. You guys might have known the saying, 2 people can, or 3 people can keep a secret as long as 2 of them are dead.
Yeah, well, what would be the point? How would it affect anyone's life?
It
if
wouldn't,
the shape
and
of
that's
the Earth
the
were
first.
flat.
It wouldn't if that would. That's just the first bit. The other thing is, the odds of successfully keeping such a conspiracy hidden for one day are 5 times less likely than my odds of waking up tomorrow with the fucking Mega Millions jackpot.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I forgot to buy a ticket.
All right. Let's see. RJ, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I want to submit my Nobel Prize winning formula for the Flurfer contraction equation.
Oh, okay, of course. Go right
Their
ahead.
understanding is inversely proportional to anything.
That's it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Someone get this man his Nobel Prize.
Oh, dear.
Doesn't matter what variable you put in there, they don't understand it.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Well, with that, should we
Moving
move on?
on.
There's somebody because they stare at lights in the sky and they have a silly badge on their lapel. They want to be some sort of rock and roll, hip happening doctor. Get out of here.
Patch envy.
Generally speaking,
Patch envy.
those become more complicated. So there is a tendency for people to reject that reality, the science of the day, and just fall back on comfortable myths.
The cheek of this clown.
The cheek.
Absolutely.
Yes, Jenny?
Did anybody see South America moving eastward?
That's why everyone is yelling from down in Buenos Aires, because everyone's going, what was that?
Oh, dear. Alrighty, then, without further ado, we will move on.
Okay, what is that hip-hopping thing? It's like, does anyone become an astronomer because they think they're going to get groupies or something?
Gonna get what, sorry?
This man is suggesting.
I
Yeah, kind of like the
bad haircuts and lapels.
drummers.
Carl
of the
Sagan
physics
had
world.
groupies. Neil deGrasse Tyson has groupies. Not a
Groupies
lot
You
of
know, all of
them.
those really rich astronomers driving around in their fancy cars and all the bling and everything, the girls chasing after them. Yeah, sure, right, yeah.
Pip
It
my
really is quite the
telescope.
hassle, actually, having to hold off all the females which are constantly assaulting me.
Your
wait a
telescopes
minute.
are your real
RJ
chick magnets.
RJ,
there.
you are really, disrespecting women who are sapiosexuals.
She
Being a
only loves you for your
sapiosexual
telescope.
myself, there's a whole lot of things that are more important than sex. Not many, but have brains is one of them. It's why you're attractive.
Yeah.
You got a lot of good brains.
I'm a sepia-sexual,
that's
so
how-
it's all
well-
related to the color brown.
You like older looking photography prints, huh?
Yes, there we go.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you still have any
There should be a documentary on that, and it would already be 5 times more interesting than this video that we've been watching.
That's
Do
true.
you have any spare farmers reducer? I've run out.
There we go. Yeah, I keep a collection of farmers in my basement so I can spare a few.
Oh, my goodness. Alrighty, anyway, here we go.
The cheek of this guy. Yes,
Ooh, cheek.
we
He
reject
has big
your
cheeks, you gotta
CGI.
admit.
Yes, we reject
I
your
call-
Masonic magic.
Oh, and he
Masonic?
also- yeah, Masonic
Ooh.
magic.
Oh,
just said that.
is he Doctor Who?
Who?
Okay, I have to.
So who's on first?
Which?
Yeah.
Which
So
doctor?
which is on? Which is on? Second?
I don't know. Is the shortstop?
Went to the witch doctor, and the doctor said,
Yeah.
"Ooh, ee, ah, ah, ah." Walla, walla,
Ting,
bang,
tang,
bang.
walla,
Ting
bang.
tang walla bing bang.
Thought we would know, did you?
Don't worry. YouTube won't count that as singing.
Anyway,
They have better standards than that.
Exactly.
the big issue that this guy has just said is, I think I predicted that he would bring up CGI at one point or another, but the fact of the matter is, when he brought up the Masonic magic thing, he doesn't happen to realize that Freemasons are not big evil conspiracy. No.
First of all, Freemasons aren't free. You got to charge for it.
Yes. And secondly, the term Freemason goes back to some of the olden days when there were Masons, stoneworkers, who were unenslaved or free to wander about, therefore free Masons. In other words, a Freemason back in the olden times was a wandering stone layer. You stupid idiot.
How do
You know
how do you-
how hard it is to lay a good stone.
I was just thinking, you know.
All right, here we go.
We're embarrassing our host.
No, just your host is trying not to pull a Hillel.
But the sheer arrogance of the fellow just castigating, it's pure ad hominem to attack this astronomer for being the cheek of actually being an astronomer. How dare he? Looking at his telescopes and all of that. Well, no one's ever going to accuse our flat earther of doing anything so scurrilous and pathetic as actually looking at any instrument and
That is the
using any
third time.
data.
That's the third time you said scurrilous tonight. You're fired.
No, that
Third
just means I
time
win
is not
bingo.
the charm.
Well, so there's a quota on scurrilous, eh?
No, RJ, that just means I win bingo night.
Yeah, there we go.
Was that dinner was good enough for Jehovah?
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
now-
you
now-
got pusillanimous and quidnook on your bingo card there.
You can use it a fourth time, but you have to spell it first.
Oh, ooh.
That should be an easy one.
Ooh.
It ain't got no K.
Oh man. Funny thing about bingo, real quick. It's definitely off topic, but why not?
Yeah,
What else is
might as
new?
well.
We at work we use an organization system called staging, and things are staged in different areas for pickup, so that when we go to we pull up the customer's order, it says where it's staged. We could go find it, And there's a section, and it's B1, and every time I read it out loud on the handheld thingy,
Bingo.
I just immediately yell out bingo. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just habit. It just happens.
It's
I don't know.
reflexive, yes, indeed.
You don't make the rules. That's just how things are.
I'm like,
It's the discovering that there's an awful lot of retirees who are just hovering there with little markers to put down. That's the thing you can't quite figure out. What the hell are you doing here?
I feel like I've been conditioned by Pavlov.
Yeah.
Be proud.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, let us continue on then with our fabulous movie.
And remember, 2 drinks if he doesn't present his map.
Oh.
Tricks. Yes, we reject your ridiculous stories. We only accept real proof that can be demonstrated that is backed by substance. It's
How about you
morons like you
present
that
some
think
real
I'm driving a
proof of your
tower
own?
crane upside down on a spinning cannonball flying through a
He
vacuum.
likes that analogy, doesn't
Come
he?
on, mate, wake
Oh,
up.
that's who
And
this
why would
guy
anyone
is.
trust you? Why would anyone trust anyone, in fact, with a haircut like that?
Drink.
Yes,
We've moved
Jenny.
to just-
This
we've
is-
moved
this
to
is that
just things
dope
that are ad
who-
hominems. Like literally,
Yeah.
no one can take that argument seriously. You have a haircut.
Yes, Jenny.
This is that dope who operates a construction crane for a living, which is a fairly impressive job to do.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are a couple hundred feet in the air in this little box, carrying loads up and down to build skyscrapers. It's a difficult job, but that doesn't make him smart.
No,
Clearly not.
it makes
He
him
thinks that the
skilled
whole
at his
world is what he
trade.
sees. He thinks the whole world is what he sees out of the windows of his crane.
Right.
Yeah, Flat Earth
and
for the Observer. That's the guy you're talking about. Right?
Yeah. I encourage you to go watch some of his other videos.
Level
This guy
Earth
is so
Observer.
freaking dense. He's just. Oh my god.
Yeah, he
Would
just
you say he's
assumes
denser
that if
than
he can't see
osmium?
the curvature from 100 feet in the air, it doesn't exist.
Yep.
Also, going back to the crane thing, it's like, oh, give me a picture of a crane upside down. Like, relative to what? So, like, just take your camera and turn it upside down.
Well, I
Come
think he
on.
works in Australia, doesn't he? That's what he means by that.
Well, yeah, but like, that is so weird. I don't like. I've heard that a couple times from flat earthers now. It's like, well, like, would you want someone to take a picture of a crane relative to some arbitrary up? Like, okay, just take your camera, rotate. Also, I will say, this is the first time where in a long time that I've heard a genuine ad hominem attack. It's like literally, it's like no one can take your argument seriously because you have that haircut. Personally, I don't think it's even that bad of a haircut.
Oh, I think it's a little tacky for a man his age.
Oh well, I like tacky.
And it looks
I
like he
thrive
hasn't-
off of tacky.
It looks a little greasy.
It's
Maybe he
true.
hasn't shampooed in a few days.
I think it looks nice.
Well, I'm glad you do, Hillel.
You know what? Thank you.
Tornado.
Yeah, something about this man claiming all the whole show me a crane upside down, everything that you see is an observable reality and all that sort of thing. Yeah, dude, you wouldn't know observable reality if it bit you in the ass. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but he does know observable reality. He just cannot interpret it correctly
Right.
in any fashion. Well.
RJ.
Yeah, I noticed down in the bottom right-hand corner the little notation there that looks like either 3 or 5 impossible planetary whatever. Does this mean that this is like the multiple? He's had a series of these things prior to this particular ad hominem attack upon this poor schlub?
This poor schlub wouldn't know an ad hominem.
Yeah.
Oh, thinking this
Well,
poor
aren't-
schlub is nothing
aren't-
but a
aren't the-
walking ad hominem.
Aren't the 5 impossible planets just the first of 5 out of 6 that we can see? Not counting Earth, of course. And how can they do something like retrograde motion and stuff that makes them impossible?
Yeah. Aren't you supposed to believe in at least 5 impossible planets before breakfast? Okay,
Oh.
that's your Lewis Carroll
That's
reference,
it.
just in case you were wondering.
Well, you should have astronomers.
Thanks, RJ. We were
read
missing that.
Yeah,
You should
I
at least
knew
have
you
your-
would. You still have a spot on your bingo card.
You should at least have your asteroids in order.
Yes,
Well,
always.
I don't want anybody to see what I do with my asteroids.
All right, let's continue on.
Yeah.
SLL?
No, sorry, I was reacting to RJ. Never mind me.
Get out of here.
You
Things
have
that make them
asteroids.
feel at home, things that make them much happier that they know what's going on. Maybe this
Another straw man misrepresentation of a pizza dish stuck to the bottom of a bit of rock that's supposed to be flying
Okay,
through a
then
vacuum
show
or
us the
hovering
correct
this
pizza
time.
dish
Who
then.
knows? More garbage from the same people who tell you you're on a ball.
this obsession with flat Earth. The flat Earth is
I
one of those.
raised the drinks to
Maybe
3.
they're just people who just
You did.
I have to concur with RJ.
Delayed drink on that one, actually.
Yes, Chris.
Because that isn't what that I don't know where they got that image. I don't
Well,
know
that's from the
of what that
astronomer,
image is,
obviously his critical
whatever. But it seems as though it's usually the Mercator map, the Mercator projection map is what's being presented as proof of flat Earth, which we can prove is not actually very accurate.
invariably from the North Pole.
Right. Yeah.
As the
So, I mean, this point can be dismissed out of hand. I mean, it doesn't even need to. My brain hurts.
Mind is going. I can feel it.
You need a brain massage. You need a brain
I
massage.
can sing a song for you, Daisy.
Tornado, you had your hand up?
Yeah, this guy. I'm having to play Spore in order to keep my mind off the stupid because it just hurts so bad. This man, every single thing that comes out of his mouth is just fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. Somebody's got to be wrong. Somebody's got to be right.
Everybody needs a hobby, and this guy's hobby is being idiotically stupid.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on.
Contrarian. I don't know. It's one of those things that I find so difficult to get my head around. I mean, I really do.
Not for the first time,
My
I
own pet
bet.
theory is that they're just doing it for comic effect, just to see how far they can push it.
Yeah. We're dealing with morons on a daily basis like yourself who are so ignorant to the actual truth of this place. Yeah, we're just doing it for a crack, dealing with ignorant trolls online, hit piece videos. Yeah, we're doing it for the crack. Comic effect, great fun. No, we're doing it to wake up people. We're making a stand against...
I feel like we
Yes,
don't need to say
Tornado.
much that hasn't been said.
Yeah.
Asked and answered the man's projection meter. I have to get a new projection meter. My projection meter has officially blown itself up. No, my irony meter has just exploded. Nuclear fireball that one could probably see from the other side of the planet. Thank you very much, sir, for having me get a new irony meter.
There's
RJ,
CinemaScope projection,
on this one.
and then there is IMAX projection, and then the most projection of all, a Flurfer projection.
This guy could put IMAX theaters out of business with the projection.
We've recruited billions of people and spent billions of dollars
Trillions
just to
of
pull
dollars.
off a joke.
Yep.
I got to call drink on the projection thing there, guys.
Yeah.
IMAX is a very clear, very high res, detailed.
Oh yeah, 70 millimeter film runs.
projections.
Okay, look, Chris, you
So
made
this guy
people were in
does
the theater.
not have that. So
If you smear it with Vaseline, though,
it makes it look younger.
But why would you do that?
yes, there we go.
Actually,
I mean, why wouldn't
I
you?
suppose as a general point against this video we're watching, or I suppose not, the video that we're watching this person watch, it's honestly it's a little bit annoying to me that you kind of just have an astronomer instead of like a psychologist or something like that, just kind of vaguely pontificating about like why people accept flat Earth in a psychological way. To me, that's a little annoying, but oh well. It's not more annoying than the twat we're actually watching. So
Well, I don't know, Hill. I think it is a very valid point to take and to discuss in a public forum. Yeah, you look at these guys and you can see how they are just like any other conspiracy theorist. But you also look and you can see that the exact same patterns of manipulation of a conversation or of a subject. It is exactly what politicians do. It's exactly what cultists do, or political cultists do.
Religious cults too.
I think it's important for people to be aware of the style of talk that creates this bullshit atmosphere.
One stupid to rule them
and
all.
understanding how successful it is. I mean, look at all the people who have gotten involved in flat Earth just because they believe the manipulated conversations.
Because
Yeah.
this guy or someone like him, like Jism, has been able to guilt trip someone because, oh, you believe in the religion of scientism and therefore all religions are bad.
Exactly. And I don't want to get this into politics, but we all know that we're getting over the last 4 years of the most horrible person possible in the White House. Look at how many followers he still has.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Actually,
they are
let's
so
go.
easily fooled.
I'm telling you, I think the best way to combat flat Earth is both a combination of teaching people not just good science, but how to recognize, not just woo, but how to recognize, the sort of rhetoric that these people like to employ. But I wish in this particular case of like in presentation, I'd prefer if it was the person presenting that sort of thing was someone who's more qualified in that sort of area, or in terms of, at the very least, I'd rather people who specialize in the science talk about the science, and people who specialize in the rhetoric part and the psychology bit talk more about that bit. But I totally agree though. The best way to combat this kind of misinformation stuff like flat Earth is a good understanding of the science, but also a good understanding of the sort of rhetorical tactics which they like to employ.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Motive like to employ.
It's a multi-faceted approach. You can't just show them the correct science, but people need to hear the rhetorical nature of their bullshit.
Ideally, you want to
if they are
actually
Tortugan
immunize
minds, it'll
people
just
to
bounce
the sort
off.
of,
But you gotta
ultimately,
try.
I feel like what you want is to immunize people to the sort of bad reasoning that leads them to believe something like flat Earth, and not just the bad information which they get along the way.
Yeah, it's called critical thinking.
Yeah,
it should have been taught in grade school.
Chris Kelling, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I had a question for RJ. How many gerunds are we up to here?
This is very low level because it's pure ad hominem. We haven't even gotten to anything that's really sophisticated, so it's 0.05 gerunds. It's pretty sad.
Okay.
That is pretty low.
As we're talking about, this guy's so
Yeah,
far.
I mean, you would be presenting, even if he took out like a bowling ball and a laser pointer and dropped a water thing, that would be a level of pathetic pseudoscience. But all this has been is basically an ad hominem attack upon Mr. Long-haired guy.
Indeed.
RJ, I need a little perspective. How high of a score does Jaron get on his own?
Jaron, man, one of his videos hit 3 gerunds, which caused pus to leak out of our ears.
Would that be the one where he discovered that the Earth was curved?
Probably. I think it was one involving where he was going to put sticks in buckets and do.
What I especially love about that clip is you can see the cogs in his head trying to turn.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Interesting.
Yes, the deer in the headlight moment.
Yeah.
When you realize, oh dear, the facts are not going the way I want them to.
Right.
The meme would be a picture of him, and it says, the moment when you realize your whole life has been a waste.
Well, that's where it gets into serious things, because there is, in fact, quite a lot of literature on movements like the Millerites, who thought the Earth was going to end because their preacher said so. And when it didn't, they didn't walk away. They kept on believing him the second time he said the Earth was going to come to an end. And then that didn't happen. And this involved actually selling their belongings and going up on top of a hill. This involved effort. The third time, finally, they decided maybe no, and they all wandered off. But did they become rational, clever people? No, they turned into the Seventh-day Adventists that spawned the young Earth creationist movement.
I will say, actually, didn't in 2011 there was Ring Campbell said, the Earth will. It was a very, very big to do about the Earth will end on, was it May something, 21st, I think, if memory serves. And then afterwards they actually did lose quite a following after that prediction.
You find
failed.
this same phenomenon in politics.
Where... No. I think the person you're referring to is Harold Camping.
Camping, that's what it is.
Yeah. But you find exactly the same phenomenon regarding Orthodox Marxists. That a small chunk of them left the party in 1939 when Hitler and Stalin signed their non-aggression pact, which was kind of like a moment for them. But the big block that left the party was in 1956, not because tanks were rolling into Hungary and crushing the Hungarian revolt, but because Khrushchev got up in front of the party congress and said Stalin had been wrong on something. It would be as if the Pope were to declare that the Catholic Church is a fraud. I mean, and that was a big cognitive dissonance moment for them. And an awful lot of the people that left the Communist Party in that time, which would be 1956, didn't become terribly clever thinkers as a result. They just moved into a new brand of slightly modified ideology. So this really goes back to the whole thought processes of how people construct desirable structures. It explains why we have religions. It explains why we have political movements. It explains why we got Trumpistas. And it's a scary thing because it's a veneer of social mechanisms and information flow and free press that keep things from unraveling as they have repeatedly in the history of civilization. So there's a nice bright end to end this brief discussion.
And if you're someone who has driven a number of times between Chicago and Milwaukee in the north side lanes or northbound lanes, you understand the University of Lausanne. Look it up if you don't.
Okay, you know that big thing about the Mayan calendar predicting the world would end in 2012?
Mm-hmm.
The stonecutter was dyslexic. It was supposed to be 2021. So just waiting for it.
Yeah, sure. There we go. Actually, it was like, I guess, a parrot, a snake, 3-dot squiggles.
Yeah, something like that. All right, let's continue on.
Yeah, I want to get to the map.
Here we go.
The morons who are controlling this place and are lying to us. That's why we're doing it. And we're putting up with not only institutions trying to fool us, but morons like yourself who are quite clearly being fooled.
Imagine for a moment that
is this the map?
Earth...
What the fuck's this? Some flat Earth
the usual map.
wheel.
Yeah.
In space now. So we got a flat Earth disc spinning round like a wheel that's hovering in a vacuum. Who the fuck claims that?
See, now here's like the map that the flat earths use.
Mm-hmm.
And spinning the wrong way.
Yes, Tornado.
Sir, if I may, for a moment. This is a representation. It's not an actual flat Earth thing. If it was an actual flat Earth thing, well, you wouldn't see anything. Why?
Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, not only does it not exist, not only is there no coherent model, there's not even a coherent hypothesis. There's no coherent set of phenomena that you could use to explain anything on a flat Earth. In fact, as I've said before, every time you try to explain a phenomenon on a flat Earth, you break everything else, and you repeat this ad infinitum. The flat Earth model is literally nothing more than a sphere of duct tape.
Except for duct tape is real.
Yeah.
RJ, you had your hand up?
Yeah, the irony, of course, this was being put up in the video of the astronomer critic. The fact is that, as we know from watching lots and lots of flat Earth videos, is the standard model of the flat Earth being presented by most flat Earthers. Now, if our pompous Australian guy, or wherever he's from, doesn't like this model, well, then I want to see his model of the flat Earth. There must be one. Or is there? Or is the fact that there is, in fact, nothing in his head, no model, no concept? It's never going to be able to be clarified. All he's got is just nya-nya.
Well, I don't know if flat earthers have yet grasped the concept of conceptualization.
That's tricky.
Yeah, other than to do what they typically do here. And by the way, yes, Chris is quite right. It's turning the wrong direction, even for flat Earth models. But the thing is that the Mercator projection with the North Pole is like the default, because they need that stupid ice wall of this ridiculously stretched out Antarctica as a way of explaining why the water doesn't spill over the edge, or why nobody gets out to the edge. They have to deal with that. But yet, arbitrarily, any point on Earth, Duluth could be the center of the Earth, Poughkeepsie, New Delhi, doesn't matter. Any point theoretically could be just as fatal to match up with the data as the North Pole version would be. But they pick on this one because it's the one that most people are familiar with because of the Mercator projection.
Well, it's not even just that.
I think Purple would agree with me that if you're in Duluth, it is the center of the world.
Oh, well, as everyone should know, yes.
I mean, honestly, it's not even just that. Just look at the navigational problems this thing introduces. Like, the thing you're looking at has so many navigational failings, it's not even funny. If you were to, say, draw a line from Los Angeles to, say, Sydney, normally you'd be heading south-ish, but instead of heading south-ish, if you're heading from Los Angeles to Sydney, you have to head towards a more westerly heading that eventually goes more southish. It gets even worse if you say head from Los Angeles to Beijing. And
or even better from, say, New York to Perth.
Exactly. New York to Perth, oh my god. And that's all letting alone Santiago, Chile to Sydney. Or Melbourne to Johannesburg.
Where's Carmen Sandiego?
So is someone from New York getting into
Waukesha,
trouble because they're looking around for their Perth?
or Waukesha to Cudahy.
It's a navigational clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Don't say
Language.
that word.
Yeah, don't say cluster.
Yeah, we
It's
don't use the
even
word
worse
cluster.
because if you include the actual sun and moon in there, the day-night patterns, that just breaks it even more.
Now
Yeah.
you're
Every
getting
phenomenon-
all,
I just saw
all
something on this
substance-y
thing.
again, the tornado.
The only way to explain every navigational phenomenon we observe and every other phenomenon we observe concurrently without any contradictions is if the Earth is a spheroid. That's the only way.
Chris, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't see this after, past few years looking at this stupid thing, but if you look at kind of the northernmost point of Canada, that looks like it's to the west of South America.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
And plus,
right.
South America isn't moving, and South America is really big.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole east coast of the U.S. is pointed right at I don't know, what would that be? Chile, Brazil? No, Chile's down towards the south, towards the right off the Panama Canal.
Venezuela, French New Guinea.
Yeah, this makes no sense.
Well, it gets even worse. The East Coast is apparently pointing up towards Scandinavia or towards the Arabian Peninsula.
Well, actually,
that
the east
way.
coast of America is pointing towards the tip of Africa.
No, that's South America. Africa's way on the other side.
I know. I'm drawing a line from it.
No, I'm going northwards. If you look at that area there, it is pointing towards the Arctic and then in Africa. But it's cute if you don't pay attention to the fact that the Mercator projection inevitably distorts the land in order to just keep the meridians parallel.
I would
Hint
just
in
like
the
to
name
mention
was projection. What is it a projection of?
A spheroid. And so
It-
this is actually the azimuthal equidistant projection.
Yeah, centered on the North Pole. You could do exactly the same thing from the South Pole, which would put Antarctica in the middle, and you would be stretching out all the stuff at the poles out distorted. But of course, that would look really weird.
or
and they
any
never
other
used that
point
one.
on Earth, you can
Right.
make that projection from.
Exactly. Yeah, it's absolutely arbitrary. And if the Earth were, that would be the issue of where is the center of the fixed surface of the Earth if it's flat? There's got to be one somewhere. It's meaningless on a sphere because anywhere is the center of the whole point. That it's not necessarily on the equator and it's not where the axes are, but nevertheless, you pick any spot. It's just
I'm
as good
going
as
to use
any
the
other.
restroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay,
I'd like to
we'll
make-
alert the
make
media,
a-
tornado.
I'd like to
Okay.
just make a comment to Wooden Toad. I've been to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and yes, it is the center of the universe, and it proves it to me because I couldn't get a GPS signal anywhere in that town. It was, and there's this one turn that you make a right turn. You're practically going up 80-degree hill. It's intense, but
Is this why
Yeah,
you were asking for a map so you don't get lost?
Okay.
But does that mean that Toledo's the armpit?
oh yeah, has
Yeah,
been for years.
or Moab, Utah. That's a pretty good example of one.
Okay, to bring it back to this map, everybody's picking on all these little points and missing
Yeah.
the literally big thing. Australia is huge, and we know it doesn't even exist.
The word you're looking for is wide.
Well, they're just trying to keep the lie going.
Mm-hmm. Hillel, you had your hand up?
I mean, personally, you can pick on this map all day, and believe me, it's easy and fun to do. My favorite part is that this map, as I'm sure we're all aware, is just a projection of the globe. So,
Right.
I mean, pretty much all flat maps are projections of the globe,
yeah.
because you can project a globe any way you like. So I still just do love that the flat Earth map, or at least the most popular one, is just a projection of the globe. They couldn't even be bothered to come up with their own map that isn't.
And the only way you can make a projection of the world,
even for something as simple as a map, the flat earthers are still trying to steal things from the globe, and things that people actually figured out for real. It's like, no, we'll just take that.
Yeah, as anyone knows from cartography, the only way that you can make a map of the world that doesn't physically distort the size of the land masses is to peel it apart like an orange and have them separated in that weird thing that nobody likes using because, well, I can't draw a line from there to there. I want it all on a single sheet, damn it.
Yeah. The pointy
something
edges.
equidistant, blah 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 projection, that is accurate, but nobody uses it because we want to draw straight lines on things. Well, because it's a bloody sphere, any attempt to put a projection onto a flat surface will immediately distort something.
Does anybody remember the episode on West Wing where these these map crazies came in and lectured the president on how inaccurate the maps are and just made a conspiracy theorist claim or two about it, and it was a riot.
Nice.
I love the ones that are very clever. I think the Comedy Central thing on the news tonight, they have a map of the world, but it's oriented differently. So it's oriented with the southern hemisphere as the dominant thing rather than the northern hemisphere. So all the things are supposedly upside down because they're looking at it from another direction. But it's just as valid as any other.
Right.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to get, how the oil companies used to print maps of the states and you could get them for free from the gas station and stuff. I always wanted to get one of every state and glue them all together into one big United States maps, and then I found out they were different scales.
Yeah,
I think Rand McNally did that already.
So you mean you were shocked to discover that Rhode Island was just wimpy?
Yeah.
wimpy.
Okay, how much more of this science tome do we have
You just
left?
need to, basically, when stitching them together, you just need to make that map further away.
I think we've got like 2.5 minutes.
Okay, he's got 2 minutes to present his map of the world. And to clarify what his position is. And
at least he did present a map. He's not saying it.
Yeah, it's just one he claims is wrong. So which one's the right one?
Oh, I really hope we can just play through a lot of this.
Yeah.
If I get my taco, I'm going to be really pleased.
We've spent too long on this already.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Oh, believe me, I'm ready to shot.
Here we go, guys.
Well, how much thickness does it then have? These are the
Full exploration, mate.
kind of questions you'd have to ask. Okay, you've got an edge. Well,
Who says there's an edge? Have you been to the edge? None of us are making that claim.
Who says that?
Containment has to be involved because of all practical reality tells us all bodies of water need to be contained. So there needs to be some sort of containment. Who says anything about edges? Or
Yes, Tornado.
Yes. Go ahead, Tornado.
He does realize that water droplets in free fall are not contained, yet they still form a definite shape. They form that of a spheroid. Now, of course, that's more to surface tension than anything else, but it shows that water will act to
Water bends.
forces that are acting upon it. Water will conform to the forces that act upon it, and hence, if, say, a force that attracts everything to a common center of mass were to be around, which would shape things into a spheroid, water would want to follow that because water reacts to forces acting upon it. So the end result is that water also forms a spheroid.
Actually, they've done studies on raindrop shapes, and it depends largely on the size of the raindrop. But larger raindrops will fall, and they take on a pancake shape while they're falling because of the air resistance and the speed of which they're falling. It'll flatten it out a bit.
Of course, there is
for when it actually hits.
That's true.
There is, of course, the other thing, like, say, you've seen the experiments in the vomit comet, right? Or they'll form spheres of water.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I want to see spheres of vomit.
Ooh, not sure why you would.
But yeah, the fact of the matter is, water will conform to the forces acting upon it. We've seen this done in the vomit comet. We've seen it done with water in freefall. We even see it whenever we, forgive my language here, whenever we jettison waste or spray water from a hose.
Let's not go into
Laminar flow will act according to the pull of gravity as well, forming with water that forms an arc shape in a straight-ish line. It's actually kind of weird to see when you think about it.
You know what?
Moving on.
Rat tornado. Anyway.
RJ, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I have noticed that this pompous jerk who has been prattling on and on about substance, that it should be based on substance, has at this opportunity a excellent opportunity to present the substance of his model by showing us what the world is in fact like. If he's talking about an infinite surface, ooh, now that should be kind of interesting too.
Well, that's
present one.
Yeah, exactly.
If he does not, then he therefore has zero. He has zero substance.
He's getting mad that they're talking about some conception of flat
drink
Earth, but it's getting bent out of shape that apparently it's not his particular conception. It's like
which we can never find out what it is.
Yeah, we can't find out what it is.
That's my favorite flat Earth concept, is that the Earth is not what they show here on the Mercator, but it's an infinite plane. And I'm just thinking,
if it's not infinite, and if it doesn't, it doesn't
it's a great real estate opportunity.
Around. It has to have an edge, and he's getting mad. It's like, oh, who says there's an edge? Well, apparently, is that if it doesn't go on forever, and like I said, then it has to.
I want to get the Starbucks concessions for the infinite plane.
Oh no, but they do say it goes on forever. That it's an infinite plane, and that beyond a certain amount of cold, icy wall structure, there are paradise-like areas where all the rich people go, that we're not allowed to go, but that there's vacation spots and things like that.
Like Mara ISO,
spas and things.
Yeah.
Elvis.
Alrighty, well, let's continue on.
Next door to Xanadu and Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Yes, here we go.
Ice walls or any kind of map. Full exploration, mate. You're suffering from the effects of propaganda, and your ego is refusing to accept the truth.
Would things fall off the edge? Well, how do you generate gravity to make...
I don't even need to involve your heliocentric fantasies in objective reality.
Alert.
The things fall. What is it that's actually causing the gravity?
Yes, Tornado?
Because apparently gravity is a fantasy, except know that it's not. It's not a fantasy because we can objectively verify that gravity does indeed exist. It's the fact that we have an accelerating force whenever something is dropped. Every single time you see something accelerating as it loses altitude, that's a demonstration of gravity. And I'm sorry to say it if you don't like it, but suck it up, bitch.
I challenge anybody who denies gravity to step off the edge of the Empire State Building and just float down.
Or as someone was saying, instead of taking a door from the third floor, try a window.
Yeah. I just hate the whole the density argument versus gravity, that it's not gravity, it's because you're more dense.
Yeah, well, the people offering that argument are pretty dense.
Yeah, every flat earther I've met is very dense.
Yes.
They have a density that approaches infinity in a way the flat earth does not.
It's something very annoying about this whole density concept is they never actually try to put any, aside from the parts where it fails qualitatively, they never try to put any numbers to it, to explain why, for example, in the vacuum chamber,
no substance.
Everything accelerates down at a constant, you all know this part, constant rate of 9.8 meters per second every second, yada yada. They never try to explain any of that. They never try to put any math to it of say, okay, well, I don't know, we have a balance beam, which is so long on one end and so long on the other end, and we have objects of different densities on yada yada on each side, which side will it tip over and stuff like that. They never try to do anything quantitative. It's just it's less dense, so therefore up. It's entirely devoid of any kind of physics that you
Yeah,
can try to actually
which doesn't
Substance.
explain inclined planes, which doesn't explain how airplanes work. You know, I mean, they don't change their density.
A screw is nothing more than an inclined plane that's wrapped around a cylinder.
Ooh, you tease.
Oh my goodness. All right,
You
let's
can
see if we can finish out.
Just
this
wrap your
video.
little screw around
Sorry,
my inclined plane.
I'm obsessed with
God.
these 7 basic machines.
Yes, there we go.
Is that Archimedean sexy talk? Is what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see your lever and pulley. Oh.
Yeah, Archimedes and Euclid were in a room, and boy, they kept
Oh
the door
my
locked and the
goodness.
sock
All
on the
right.
doorknob.
Anyway, moving on. Here we go.
To make things fall off the.
Are things really being pulled, pal? Or is it just their
Yes.
own weight coming down?
Ooh,
What do you
whatever.
think it is?
What does
Substance.
the weight
That's what that
things fall
means.
suddenly
That
That's
weight
what
is
that
falls?
means.
That
They're not
weight is
being
created
pulled,
by
they're just
something.
going down.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that's what that means.
Yes, Tornado.
Nah, they're not going down. The planet, the Earth is going up.
Yeah, the whole mass of the Earth goes up to meet it because they like each other very much.
Uppity up and downy down those wonderful.
Oh,
and
don't
their
get me off
flying
on
machines.
the magnificent men of those flying machines. That's dangerous.
Let's go to Tornado. He had the drink call.
Yeah, the fact is we can see things accelerating again as they fall. That's not just something going down, that's something going down and gaining speed as it does so. There's an important distinction to be made there, because if something is going down and accelerating as it does so, then that means there's a constant force acting upon it. And if there is a force acting upon something that would make something go towards the center of the Earth, which is what we refer to as down, then maybe, just maybe, hear me out here, maybe that's why things are falling. I know, it seems kind of like a stretch. I'm just basing it off of 200 years of solid evidence.
Although
Yeah,
all
I've-
objects
I've
have
been-
when they're falling, yes, they do increase their speed, but there's such a thing as terminal velocity.
Yeah, which when the object is displacing an object, a mass of air equal to its own weight, it stops accelerating.
Yeah, what's funny is I've been
Now,
playing
parachutes
around
work.
with the accelerometers on my with my phone. I have a app that shows me the X, Y, and Z axis. Well, I have the phone just laying there on the desk, not doing anything, not tilting it, not moving it, anything like that. There's still a force on the Z axis of 9.8 feet per second. you know?
Meters per second, meters.
Yeah, or 9.8 meters per second. So if the phone isn't doing anything other than sitting on the table, what is that force coming from and doing? It might be gravity holding the phone down onto the surface of the table.
Right.
Because it can't go down any further.
I had to ask myself that same question, and so I taped an accelerometer onto my butt when I was having sex.
As one always does.
Oh, jeez.
Isn't that illegal in Georgia?
I mean, I was trying to help RJ and get some science in there. And
Yeah, no.
Well, that.
There's your problem. RJ, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I wanted to know if, like, anybody has a Siri or Alexa, if they asked it, "Is the world flat?" will it answer back, "Are you nuts?"
I'm not entirely sure.
Let's
All right.
take a look here.
Can we finish out this video? What do you guys think?
Yeah,
maybe.
I do think we can.
And then
All
can I
right.
sing the Magnificent Men and their Flying Machine theme?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, before we do.
Try.
Okay, Google. Is the world flat?
I found this on the web.
That just shows you flat Earth and Mercated projection.
Kill it!
Okay.
Kill it!
Damn it. All right, here we go.
To change its abilities of always equalizing, and then suddenly having the ability now to wrap and conform around a fucking cannonball that's flying through a vacuum.
He has this thing about the
Dave.
cannonballs.
And you're a
doesn't
doctor.
he?
Yes.
Of the end.
You think he
A flat
had a
surface
bad
is fairly
relationship with the
unstable
cannonball?
to the other forces. It would be flexible and
What are you on about? We're not surfing, mate.
moved around. It's hard to even begin, actually, to talk about what a flat Earth would be like, because it's just so impossible.
Frank,
Before
our presenter, not the good guy, but the idiot, needs to understand that a cannonball is just a mirror ball that hasn't come out of the closet yet.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, feel free to
RJ,
boot her for any time.
RJ, you had your hand up?
Oh no, I should have shut that one down. That was on me.
Okay.
The previous thing. I'm still. Have we detected any substance coming from our flat earther?
Fuck no.
No,
I'll give
not at
you-
all.
I'll give
Well,
you one
yeah,
guess.
we
Yeah.
haven't, but it's kind of brown and sticky.
Yeah,
That's true,
thank you,
yeah.
Josh. Just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on.
the start of this video, I would have said a ridiculous haircut was so impossible. I was wrong. Guess what?
Again.
You're
Yeah.
wrong too, pal. Objective reality slaps the silliness and the propaganda out of you.
Of course,
Dear
because
dear
someone
dear.
on YouTube
This is the
said
best
so.
the Globe side are offering up. Morons
Drink.
parroting utter
Hold on, we're
fucking
almost done.
nonsense. Stargazers. So okay. So if I want to become an expert on the stars, yeah?
Yeah.
This
Hell
is the
will
globe
freeze
mentality.
over in
I
your
need
case.
now to start studying the floor of the earth, and I'll gain all the information I need about the stars. This is the mentality of the globe. Fucking insane.
What?
And that's
Well, he
the end of
seems
the
to think
video.
that if you study Earth, that you automatically know the stars, and which just further compounds how ignorant this guy is about science and well, probably
And
about
substance.
sex too.
Yeah. Tornado.
Do you think when he's up in
Yeah,
that crane,
just
he can masturbate
everything
and
that
nobody
comes out
knows?
of this guy's
Jenny.
mouth is patently false. It's like,
Yes.
no, the issue here is it's not, quote, the best that we have on offer. You're just unwilling to listen to basically anything.
Yeah, pretty much. Alrighty, well, everybody, that's all we have for you this evening. That was
Yeah.
our 12-minute video over the course of 2 hours.
No map, was
Well,
there?
that was we got a lot of drinks on that one, though. Holy
Yeah,
cow!
we
35.
did.
Wow.
We had quite a few, for sure.
You
What
think
if
he
he
would have
started
wanted to
bringing
wow
alcohol?
us with his correct map of the flat Earth, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What kind of alcohol do most people bring to this? I'm just.
I didn't have a
curious.
chance to get out to the store and get some, but it's normally either Sam Adams or Fat Tire.
Okay,
My
so you're a
usual
beer
is
kind of
Canadian
guy.
whiskey.
Whiskey. Chat. What are you drinking out
Pop.
there?
I think
Good old
Renee said you're drinking rum.
I'm thinking I should be doing gin and tonics.
You little pug.
Perhaps. It might make it more bearable. Alrighty. Well, everybody.
Yeah, that fellow is the same species as Da Vinci and Marie Curie.
Nah.
Alright. Well, with that, everybody, we are going to wrap it up for the evening. It is late, and I have to work early tomorrow again, and I worked late tonight. So I am going to go to bed, and I will see you all next Friday for the next video. And
Don't accept any wooden penguins.
By the way, buy our merch.
it'll be
Yeah.
the last one before Christmas, and then we'll be here. I'm pretty sure we'll be here Christmas night, but I'm not entirely positive yet. So don't hold me to that. I will let you know.
Hear the
when-
little pitter patter of stupid toes up on the roof with Santa
Um,
Claus beating them with a
Yeah.
candy cane.
Well,
Purple, are
if
you
you're going to
still
be here
around?
Christmas night, should I, feed my Christmas marathon stream into this?
You definitely could, yeah. I mean, or if you want to put this as a segment for that, you
Yeah.
know.
It's
Well,
beginning
you
to
know,
look
just-
a
I think
lot
that'd be
like
great.
Saturnalia.
I would just need you to be definitive about what time you would be starting.
Indeed. I will definitely let
So
you know for
can, 'Sure.
either
DM
way.
me on Twitter.
There's a Google Calendars that started.
Oh, exciting.
I'm going to get that set up this weekend.
Okay.
Awesome. Alrighty. Well, everybody, with that, we will say goodnight to everybody.
Good night to
And
everybody.
Say goodnight,
Everybody,
Pat.
good night.
Good night, John
panel.
Boy.
Chat, we love you. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah.
Good night,
Mwah.
panel.
Well, we could, but it wouldn't be as interesting.
Scrape Hillel off of his keyboard.
I take offense to that, actually.
Good night,
Good.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.